I think media is in the business of selling content, and they'll do what it takes to sell content. If you're sitting in a nook reading a book, that's not selling their papers. So they're going to sensationalize, and this is something my father's told me all my life.
What the hell?
Hey, where are you looking? Can you guess what's cooking? I'm a booking you up. For a sneak, for a peek, baby, every week you're gonna scream.
What the hell, Navya? अरे entrepreneur ये है Navya. करे बात तो खुल के ये है Navya. With a mom, with a nanny comes Navya.
I know it's just a job they have to do, but sometimes I do wish they wouldn't. That was actually Princess Diana talking about the paparazzi. And when I hear this quote, I really feel it personally. Because I have personally been in situations with the paparazzi, where I wish that I wasn't, and things that I wish I could take back and I couldn't. I've had situations of embarrassment, doing things in front of the camera that I wasn't even aware I was doing. And I think it is difficult sometimes to live your life under constant public scrutiny where someone is watching every single move you make, and sometimes even the moves that you don't make. So it can be a little confusing, but that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today, is how to deal with this constant scrutiny, what it means to be a celebrity, and what kind of an impact that has on people. So hi, I'm Navya Naveli Nanda, and this is What the Hell Navya, empowered by Bumble. Today, I'll be talking with my mom, Shweta Nanda, and Nani, Jaya Bachchan, about what it means to be a celebrity. So I'm a little nervous about this episode. Not so much though, but a coffee will always help. So let me get a cup and I'll be right back after this break. Hello everyone! Other than the audio treats that my mom and Nani have been giving you, I have another treat for you. If you loved this episode, come over to the IVM store for some exclusive What the Hell Navya merch. We have limited edition t-shirts and hoodies for this episode. Get these and show off your love. Let's get into our conversation for today, which is something I'm actually quite excited to talk about.
Wow.
Because this is something that I've had a lot to say on for a while. So let's start with talking about stereotyping in the media. Now, you know that I've had a couple of experiences myself when it comes to the media and being stereotyped in a certain way for certain pictures or videos and things like that have come out over the past. And you and I have had a lot of arguments about that. And, we've crossed heads about this topic. But we've had, a lot of fights about this and the fact that there have been a lot of,
Fights or arguments?
both. Fights.
Oh.
Fights. About the fact that there have been a lot of pictures and videos of me that now that I look back, probably, I wouldn't have wanted them to come out. But at the time, I didn't even know that they were coming out. It was something that was just kind of happening. And because of that, as a reason, I got, stereotyped in a particular way, or you felt that I was also being stereotyped, or, people will think this and people think that. But what do you think about the media and stereotyping celebrities in general?
Okay, so I think I have a very different attitude to this
What is
than what
that?
you have. I think media is in the business of selling content, and they'll do what it takes to sell content. If you're sitting in a nook reading a book, that's not selling their papers. So they're going to sensationalize, and this is something my father's told me all my life. It's your job to decide what is put out there. If you're going to put out these pictures, then they're going to pick it up.
What about situations where you don't know you're being filmed?
You always need to know you're being filmed.
But don't
And
you think
always
that's a
have
little
to. Well, that's just. I'm sorry.
unfair to sometimes have to
This
be
is
on...
another thing. Another thing that my father always said to me is, yes, there are going to be downsides to being my daughter. You'll be in the public eye and all that, but are the perks worth it? And you decide, and they are. So
Yeah, the
I don't think
perks-
we have a choice. And you just conduct yourself. And if something ridiculous comes out, then you just have to live with it. That's what I've been brought up as. Now, I don't know about you. Here, you guys get to control what you're putting out there. You guys get to control through Instagram, etc., and you're very savvy with doing that.
No, even on Instagram, like I'll post a picture of me doing work for the UN, but that won't make the rounds on news. But if I'm wearing a dress and I'm going out with you for a party, that's something that they'll talk
Yeah,
about.
but maybe it's whatever sells. It's whatever people want to consume more.
I mean, I
You just have
suppose.
to
But
work harder.
Nani, what do you think? You're
Oh,
smiling.
good
So
Lord.
I want to ask her what she thinks about this.
I hate it.
Oh.
I hate it. I despise it. I despise the people who interfere in your personal life and fill their stomachs by selling those products. I hate it. I am disgusted with such people. And I always tell them, I said, आपको शर्म नहीं आती है?
But is that something that you knew was going to happen, obviously, when you became an actress and joined the industry?
You know, Navya,
I think different times. It wasn't like this.
it was, of
What
course.
was it
of
like?
Of course, there was yellow journalism even at that time. But I never catered to it and I never ever endorsed it.
Actually, when we were growing up, there were no film magazines in our house.
No.
The only time I ever saw a film magazine is when I would go with my mom when she would go to get her hair blow dried or something, and then in all these salons.
But what
they
about,
had-
obviously, the pap culture wasn't as big back then.
No, I mean, it was not so large. It was basically magazines.
And of course, they didn't really target anyone's children. I grew up fine.
So why do you think that they're so obsessed with?
Because there's so much. They have to fill, they have to give content.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it's a normal human character to enjoy and laugh at somebody else.
True.
It's a horrible thing, but it's not normal with me. I would not like to do it. I don't do it. So it upsets me.
Yeah. I mean, my take on it is a little different. It's a kind of a combination of both of your takes because, in all honesty, I think that obviously the work that I'm doing, it wouldn't be as noticed if I wasn't, who I am or from where I come from. It's obviously the recognition and the people who know about it is only because of the family and the fact that, they know that I come from this family and people are watching me as a result of that. And hence they know my work because I think there are so many other girls
What
in
a
India.
myopic way of looking at it.
But that's true because there's so many other girls in India, like Aarti, for example, who's been doing this for like 10 years and
But
nobody.
she's not doing it to get noticed.
No, but neither
She's
am
doing
I.
it
But
because
That's
that's
not what
what
she's.
she
Navya
wants.
is saying.
I'm saying that they
that
only
she
know I'm
has a-
doing it.
She has a platform because of who her grandparents are, etc., who
Yeah.
she's related to. It's up to you what you choose to do with it.
With it.
And she feels that her work has got that
The
recognition
eyeballs.
and eyeballs because of who she is. So
I'm sorry. That means you are doing it. You're doing
course
the kind of work that you're doing
No, but
for
in-
recognition, or are you doing it because it
No,
makes you happy?
I'm doing
that's
it
what you
because it
want to
makes
do.
me happy, but the recognition is coming because
No, Navya,
of
that's not the tone.
everyone else.
I think
That's
you've got
not
it-
the tone.
Because
I'm
everyone
sorry.
else
No,
knows that,
that was
okay,
not the
like,
tone.
we'll watch
You said
her.
that I'm taking a mix of both of your
No, what
conversations.
she's
Yeah,
trying
that-
to say is if you want to talk about how menstruation is such a taboo topic and you have to stop this taboo, she has a platform. If she talks about it, people will hear because she has a platform,
Yeah.
which comes with her privilege or entitlement, whatever it is. So there are issues that she can put out there that other people are doing but may not get noticed because they're not related to you. That's what she's trying to say. She's not doing it for recognition. She wants the cause to be spoken about.
Yeah, and be noticed as a result of that.
Anyway, I'm going to not really make a comment on it because I feel very strongly. And it's not that it's today. I've felt it from the day one.
But felt what? That you don't want people to intrude on.
I don't mind if you talk about my work. You
Yeah.
say she's a bad actor and she's done this film badly. She's not looking nice because it's a visual medium or whatever. Don't mind. But the rest, I do mind. Because people who they see it for a second and then they move on. They're on to something else.
Yeah, but what I don't like are trolls. I think they're just disgusting.
Well,
people.
I fight back with trolls on my Instagram because I feel like
You should. I'm so happy
I
and
do
proud
because
of you.
I feel that it's my account, and if you have the right to say something about me, then I have the right to give you a
Absolutely.
response and talk back to
Absolutely.
you whether you like it or not. Because you're not taking my permission before commenting about
But you know,
me.
Navya, the saddest part is that when you troll, or if somebody trolls you, and when you
You
react,
respond.
they will make you into
Yeah.
a witch.
Yeah. No,
I'm
I mean,
sorry
I've,
for the strong word.
every time.
But you know, it's your fault. You have no right to reply or stand up for yourself, but others have a right to troll you, abuse you. That I'm not ready to accept.
Yeah, but that's why I reply, because I feel
I
that,
understand, but what the media will do?
yeah, they'll make it in that, oh, you replied and
Exactly.
you said this and
Exactly. I don't even want to go into
she
that
saw this
space.
and she saw that for
Yes.
responding. But
Yes.
I don't
mean,
really.
it's okay. I mean, if people are going to earn their living by putting all my angry speeches on YouTube or what, Instagram and Twitter, I give a damn.
Yeah, no.
I don't give
Mom,
a
on the other
damn.
hand, just blocks her comments because she doesn't like.
Well, I'm very thin-skinned. I
She
always
doesn't
say
like
it.
reading the
I'm very
comments.
thin-skinned, so why should I disturb myself by listening to what strangers who I don't know, don't follow, and I don't care what their opinion is? Why should I listen to it?
And
Why
you know
should I even
what?
have it on my page?
You have opinion about them personally. You have opinion about the work they do. I understand. You criticize it, you cut it into pieces. I accept. You can say she's a bad actor, she's a bad parliamentarian, but you have no business to sit on judgment of my personal character. She only knows how to get angry. Are you angry about what? You're interfering in my personal. I'm walking somewhere, you're taking my picture. Why, bhai?
But the answer.
Am I not a human being?
But the answer that a lot of people give to that is that, yeah, but you're a celebrity. This is what happens, and why did
Oh.
you? That's that. But that's the kind
You
of
know,
response that you
Navya,
would get. There
I'm
is
sorry,
a
even-
line that they cross when it. Why are you laughing?
Laugh for you, Mama.
No, I get very
Getting
angry.
so charged up.
No,
I know
get-
that's why I
it's-
said, like, this is a very
No, I
tricky
actually
topic.
didn't want to talk about it because
Well,
I
Well,
feel very, very strongly.
no, I
about
know
it.
you do. I know you do. But I think we've grown up trying
And you know
to.
what they do is they edit.
Yeah.
So what they take and what they put out are two different things. So you have the freedom to do it. What about my freedom?
Yeah. But see, I look at it in two ways. One way is that everything has pros and cons. The pro to this is that, it's given platforms like Instagram has given a lot of people a voice. A lot of, now we've seen influencers, which was not something that we had before. They've become celebrities now. We've seen TikTokers from. Yeah, you may find it annoying, but it's been something that they've gotten recognition. But we've also seen the bad side of media and paparazzi. Like, for example, what happened with Princess Diana. She had very strong views about it as well. She gave an interview where she said that, I know it's their job, but I wish that they wouldn't do it.
but I think it was a terrible tragedy. And I think there's some moments in people's lives, even if they're public figures, illness, death, they should be given some dignity in those situations. You can't be sort of focusing on someone's dead body and
Yeah.
these pictures leak.
There has
and
to be a
that's
line
just,
where you don't cross.
That's just not okay. And someone's being rushed to a hospital, you
Yeah.
don't start ambushing the ambulance and banging on the cars and stuff like that.
But imagine if they were put in that position where
They wouldn't like
they
it.
lost a
So
loved
that's not
one.
going to stop
Somewhere
them.
you have to also ask yourself a question. Yes, people, as I said, that people love to, it's a human behavior, The first thing when, oh, how sad, thank God, we are okay. That
Yeah.
statement itself tells you what kind of a mind, what we are thinking about. I'll give you an incident. When Mamu got married, the day we were bringing Ashwarya to the house, Griha Pravesh, Nana was driving the car. She was sitting in the car. And the media, we had created a special podium for the media so that they could take their pictures. They were not happy. One guy jumped on the bonnet of the car.
Oh my God.
He would have died. And can you imagine? Nana lost his cool, obviously.
Yeah.
And our security guys took these people on. You know that by the evening, media took out a morcha and they were throwing stones. We had that glass house that we had made, remember?
Yeah.
They were throwing stones, abusing us, and they did a little morcha. I mean, who gives you this right? And can you imagine if that guy had died, what would
yeah.
have happened? They do it all the time.
Yeah, it's very scary when they.
Every time we go out of the gate, have you seen how they
Yeah.
jump on the car. It's not nice. I mean, and then they will make another story and something else will come out. And
But I remember that funny story that when I was a kid and everyone, when they used to come for Sunday darshan to meet Nana outside the house, and I used to leave in the car and I used to think that they'd come to see me. So I would start
Yeah.
waving at them because I thought they were here to meet
But
me.
even he used to carry you and take you out,
Yeah,
and
and
you
I
were
used to wave
busy.
at them.
Yes.
And Aradhya did the same thing as well.
Yeah.
She used to think that they've come to see her.
So,
But it's cute. I mean, at that age, you have no idea what's going on. You
but
obviously
you know,
think,
I feel that the people who are doing this have to ask themselves. It's very easy for us to sit and talk and we don't like this. What about your own personal conscience?
I don't think they're thinking anything. They're just thinking
yeah.
of it as a way to make ends meet. My
Yeah,
kids were
but you know-
laughing at me because I was at an airport somewhere and these one, two guys
Firstly,
came with
moms
cameras.
pictures are always like, she's always making the funniest faces.
Because-
she's always banging into things
Yeah, so
and
I
walking
was at
into
the
things.
airport
I'm
and then
like,
these people came and I got really flustered and I didn't know where I was walking. I whacked in, I like banged into this
it
pole.
was so funny.
And by the time my flight landed wherever I was going, there was already a message from Navya saying, "Well, good one, mom."
Because she just
And I just
walked
couldn't
right
help
into
it.
this
I
pole.
got so flustered. You don't I mean,
Yeah.
Oh God, that was very embarrassing.
You know, I don't know how.
And it's there for posterity.
You have other platforms that you would prefer to use to talk about your work, such as Parliament. Like, you would rather people from the media listen to what you have to say there, as opposed to catching you when you're leaving the airport and asking you stupid questions there.
Yeah.
You know, there's a time and place for everything. There's a place to ask certain questions, and it's your, right to have that. But
and
they don't give us.
you
They don't
know,
give
I
you
mean,
that.
you also, I know that some people make a comment so that they know there is going to be a reaction, then there'll be a discussion, then there'll be a tutu meme that'll. So these are some celebrities who thrive on such things.
Yeah, because probably their view is that any kind of PR is good PR, whether it's good or bad.
Exactly.
So they'd just rather be in the
Yeah.
news and rather be.
I meet these young girls who are journalists,
Yeah.
and they will always, "Ma'am, I know you don't like it. Very sorry, and I understand. I sympathize with you completely." I said, "Don't sympathize, empathize." but ma'am, क्या करें? पूछना पड़ेगा. आप ऐसे ही कुछ बोल देना, और या तो आप मुझे डांट देना. These are these girls, young girls, who've just joined. So I always say, "Don't ask me these questions. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am." They're very happy. The men are not like that. I mean, for a single girl who is studied outside the country, come back into the country, feeling, I remember having this argument with you, and you said that, why should I not come back? It's my country and I want to.
Yeah.
Who knows this side of you? Nobody knows. Who knows
Yeah.
how much you have worked during the lockdown to be where you are?
Yeah.
They can troll you as much as they want, but they don't know.
I don't
Yeah.
think Navya gets trolling.
She
Now
said
I don't.
she gets.
I do.
No,
I mean,
she
there
doesn't
are
get
people
it.
who will.
People are very nice to her.
But now I
know,
think
I see your
they-
comments.
Now they've stopped.
Mamu gets. You have no
Yeah.
idea. It's the
But I
worst.
think it's because they've
That's
realized
the
that-
only thing that drives me.
Mamu.
But he's got a great sense of humor.
I'm normally
Yeah.
not a very
His
zen
replies are. Everybody's told me that his replies are.
They
Yes,
are.
but it's nasty. They attack him all the time, and it's really upsetting for your family members.
I
That
don't see
really
it.
boils my blood. I don't care about any of this that is bothering you guys, but this really
excuse me?
upsets me.
Because then you
this
don't like it
being
when your family
photographed-
members are being attacked.
I don't like it when they do it to him because you know what? It's not fair. You don't do that. You talk about some. Just I don't want to discuss it.
I mean, yeah, it's not a good
That
feeling.
really
and it's
bugs
not,
me. Maybe because he's my younger brother, I'm more protective. I mean, I don't feel it for Nana because I feel Nana's, but I feel it for Mamu because he's constantly compared to something that is very incomparable. It's like you're comparing someone to something that is larger than anything, and then how do you expect anyone to match up? And that can't be your whole life. That cannot be your whole life.
Yeah.
You have to have a success that is not measured always, right? And I don't think it's fair. I think it's nasty.
And we see it every day from a very different lens to how the people who don't live inside the house see it. So I think obviously for us, it's more emotional than it is They don't
It's
see
like
this
even
side
like if
of.
you, so out of 10, if you score like 8, oh, but his father scored 10. That's not
But
fair. He
Shweta,
still
I
scored
must
an
tell
8.
you,
That's what I'm trying to say, that
Yeah.
you just completely disregard someone's achievements because someone else in his family has done better. That doesn't mean that he's done any less. That I think is disgusting, and it's gone on for 20 years, and it's just not okay.
you know, I
Yeah.
keep saying this all the time. When they were in school, and they were in a good school, but not on your face school, there were a lot of celebrity kids. Nobody cared. Nobody gave a damn. And one of my best memories of their school time is once, you have to go every term, parents teachers meeting, and then, they put a tag,
Yeah.
Shweta and Abhishek Bachchan. So on one on me, one on Nana, and that all parents have it. And then, we finished. And of course, it was not a very encouraging meeting.
Mom.
It's okay. Mine
So-
have not really gone so smoothly,
So
though.
we came out and it was snowing. So, everybody was wearing their thick coats and standing. And there were 3 celebrities with 3 report cards. And all of them, there was Roger Moore, there was Sophia Loren, and there was Amitabh Bachchan. And all 3 had report cards, and they all 3 looked at each other and said, shook their head saying, what are our kids doing? But nobody gave a damn.
Yeah.
Nobody cared. Nobody gave you any special treatment, or nobody ill-treated you. Celebrity kids have this problem.
Hmm.
And I must tell you, I'm a journalist's daughter.
I know. You are.
Okay, my father was a political journalist. He would not have endorsed whatever is happening today, kind of journalism, especially as far as we are concerned.
I don't
So
think you
I
get troubled
have any
anymore. Though.
pros, huh?
Everyone is very wary of you.
Yeah, they're quite scared of you now.
Good. I'm glad.
When
I'm
they
very
see her
happy.
coming, the paps are like, Madam, aap ja sakte hain. Don't worry. We don't want to take your picture. It's okay. Let her go.
I don't mind, Navya.
Yeah, we know you
I
don't.
don't mind if they ask me.
Yeah, but consent is not something that
Yeah,
this
but
world and
yeah.
it understands fully,
If you
obviously.
if you remember the famous dialogues of one of the movies, no means no.
Pink. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. People don't understand the concept
means
of
no.
consent. But I mean, I at least believe that the pros outweigh the cons. I know mom feels that
Yeah,
way
Not for
also.
me.
I do.
For you,
For you, maybe
yes.
no. But for
not me.
us, I think yes. I think we are.
Yes, absolutely.
There's a lot that we have to be grateful
I'm basically a very happy-go-lucky person. I allow people whatever. But the media today has made me into this.
for. But do you think that the media does that more so with women? Because we've seen even when,
Yes.
especially with celebrities and actresses, whenever, like, for example, with Nani, they'll always. But I think women get more of that stereotyping
Yeah.
in the media than men do, for
Yeah.
sure. Even when it comes to, like, relationships, for example, women are more, in the media, what they're doing, what they're wearing, who they're with. If they make a comment,
They get judged.
they get judged far more than men do, and especially when.
Men can get away with murder.
Well, yeah, I suppose. But
yes.
the media is very quick to judge women,
In our
especially
country,
in our
in our
country.
country.
Obviously, I'm not an actress, but my work is out there, and people do comment about it and talk about it. Now you have a son who's, going to be joining this industry. As a parent, what do you think about that? Are you freaking out?
Yeah,
Do you worry?
of course.
Are you going to fight the trolls who say stuff about it?
I mean, I don't know. I'll have to see. Probably. I don't think I would be able to stomach it.
But as a parent, you were pretty clear you wouldn't have wanted us to
Yeah.
join this industry because you felt that it was so intrusive and you didn't want our private
Not because if
lives
it's
and-
intrusive, it's no, why? I mean, please, it's given us everything we have today. I don't have an issue with the industry, but it's a very, very tough line of work
Yeah.
and it's not easy and you can't just wake up. I mean,
Yeah.
if anyone thinks they can wake up one day and say, okay, I want to act, it's not just photo shoots and brand endorsements. There's a lot of work that goes into it. I know I have an 80-year-old father who was up at 6 to make it to Film City at 7.
And
I
came
mean, he
home at
left the house
11.
at 6
And came home at 11.
and came home at 11, and he's 80 this year. So if anyone knows how hard it is, I know how hard it is. I've seen it all. I've seen, crowds outside our gate. I've seen mochas outside our gate. I've seen a house full of flowers, for birthdays, and then maybe one flower when movies weren't doing well. People wouldn't even bother. I know it's tough, and it's, a lot of people are in professions that are tough. I'm not taking it away from them, but their failures and their successes are a lot more private. This is in your face, and you have to be very strong in your head, your mind, your heart to sort of withstand it for a certain period of time. And how do I know that it doesn't damage you? Why would I willingly put my kid up for that?
Yeah.
It will damage you somewhere. I mean, every day someone's telling you you're rubbish, suppose, God forbid. But if someone's saying that to you, or every day someone's saying you're the best thing that ever happened to this country, it's going to affect your mental balance somewhere. Either way, the parents are left dealing with the end result, which is never fun. Either then you have some arrogant kid who's on an ego trip, or then you have someone who's seriously going to have issues with self, a confidence.
And now with this craze of media, it's made it a lot more public than it probably ever was.
So, I mean,
It
for
was
me,
always public,
for me, it's that.
But now it's quicker. Now
Nothing
it's,
else.
Yeah.
You access information quicker. You can find
Maybe,
things
but
quicker.
it was always there. It was
Yeah.
always there.
I mean, for me, it's not an ideal thing to be like, yes, kids, you must, really think about
Yeah. So that's maybe also
doing
an
this
answer
as a profession. It's not something that I would have wanted, but I mean, of course, I'll support my children in whatever they do, and they should work hard for it. They should give it everything they have, and then now we'll deal with the fallout of whatever happens.
Yeah, I mean, I think as a platform, and even, I mean, I appreciate that even though a lot of actors get criticized for probably everything, they still try to use it in ways to talk about things that matter. Like, for example, mental health. A lot of actors and actresses have spoken about it, whether it's Me Too, whether it's, movements like that. And I think it's these kind of topics that we should be listening to more. We should be crediting to them and saying that it's great that you're using this platform despite whatever else they've said about you. You're still trying to use it to talk about, things that other people need to hear about. And when you hear people, celebrities, icons who we look up to talk about things like mental health, which is something that everyone goes through, it actually sends out a very positive message that they're not immortal, they're not gods. They also are humans like us. They probably go through the same thing we do. And I think that it's also nice sometimes that the media and platforms like Instagram allow them to do that and allow them to.
Who are they to allow?
Because
anybody?
otherwise
Means
they're
you
only
decide what you
talking
put
about
on.
their clothes and this
No,
and that.
but you decide what you put on Instagram. So why is a platform allowing you?
No,
to
as in
do
the
that?
media will cover obviously more of what you're wearing and where you're going to party rather than talking about, she did this great thing today.
It's a very funny thing because sometimes when Nana puts something on Instagram,
Yeah.
and half the time we don't see it because your family, you'll see it.
I see
when
it
you-
because 99% of the time I'm helping him put that post up.
Okay, whatever. So, and promptly by the evening you will see it on some news app.
Yeah, that's
NDTV.
how
Which
I
is
find
so
out.
funny because they are supposed to be.
Yeah.
So now
Yeah.
the news papers and the channels are picking up from Instagram and Twitter and putting them up as news for people to read.
Yeah.
It's really funny. But Shweta, I want to tell you one more thing. Yes,
Please.
it's a very, very tough life, and I agree with you that
It's not a tough life. It's a tough profession. It's not an easy.
it's a
People
tough
think
life.
it's easy.
It's a tough life because you have done a film shooting from 6, 7 in the morning till 10 at night, and you come home and you have to switch off, and
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
a tough life. It's not an easy life. It's not a normal life. Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying it as a mother to you so that you are able to deal with it better. Actors have this strange system which they slowly develop, and that is, you've worked so hard, the next day you read in the papers you've been trashed or whatever it is, you feel bad, but then you say, chalo magar taiyar okay, I have to go now, I've got shooting. You go there, you start, the minute the camera is on, you forget.
That's great.
That's a system that sort of builds into you slowly. So your son will cope. He will cope with the good, he will cope with the bad and difficult. He will learn. That learning process is a difficult one, and that's where you need to support him.
Yeah, and he has all
Yeah.
of us. He has,
No, I'm just saying because I understand her concern.
yeah.
Because when Abhishek first time told me that he wants to be an actor, I didn't say anything. It took me a while
Yeah.
to,
Except.
no, not accept. I said nothing. Of course, I immediately started giving him advice. You should do this and you should go here and this one. And that's me.
And did he take any of it?
No.
Just wanted to highlight that.
Yeah. So I'm just telling her as a concerned mother, I understand. Because if people write about me, I don't give a damn. I really don't.
It's like living with a daily reality check.
Let's take a break here. Let's have some water. I know it got a bit heavy, but I have fun questions waiting for you on the other side.
Hello! It's been a great week on the IVM Podcast Network. On Cyrus Says, Cyrus is joined by Akshit Bansal, CEO of Static. Driving around in the Volvo XC40 Recharge, they talk about Static's move towards electrifying mobility in India. On Has It Aged Well, Abbas and Urjita are joined by filmmaker Hardik Mehta to discuss the movie Dawn from 1978. They talk about what made the 70s point bowler so damn entertaining. On Smarter with Sid, Siddharth talks about the YouTube show Colin and Sameer and why it's so unique and popular. On The Longest Constitution, Priya questions our access to the internet and why it's a fundamental right. And on Vartalab, Akash and Naveen are joined by writer and director Hriday A. Nagpal. The three of them talk about queer representation across different fields. Once again, don't forget to visit our merch store on ivmpodcasts.com. We have some exciting new merch out there for you. Also, do follow us on social media. We are IVM Podcasts on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And do remember to spread the word about these shows and any other shows you might be listening to. Appreciate them, rate them, and review them wherever you are listening to them. You can also check out all our other shows on youtube.com/IVM Podcasts. And finally, we would like to thank our sponsors this week. Volvo XC40 Recharge, Bumble, Heads Up for Tails, Kotak Privy League Program, and HDFC Mutual Fund. Thanks guys, without you this would not be possible.
Welcome back. You're listening to What the Hell, Navya, and let's dive straight into the Bumble question game. One place in the city that you would like to visit without being papped. Mom?
I would like to go to Siddhivinayak without getting papped.
Okay.
I would like to go to the hairdressers without being papped. Thank you
And
very
then when you
much.
come out, your hair's always like,
Yeah, static and really not a very flattering look. So I would really like that. But
that's nice. One place in the city that I would like to visit without being papped.
also the salon.
I don't
No,
go to the
she doesn't
salon.
go to the salon.
Without being papped.
Probably like a friend's house or like, because that's just annoying sometimes.
Okay.
That everyone like knows who you're going to meet and stuff like that.
Oh.
That was the end of today's game. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, Navya.
So, the world that we live in likes to label things and put them in a box and never look at them again. And this is where the real problem occurs. So like we talked about today, I think it's really easy for all of us to just judge, and especially judge people we don't know too well. Sitting behind a computer screen is never going to tell you about the true identity of someone that you can't physically touch or know. And I think it's about giving people chances, going beyond what we see in front of our screens, and actually trying to understand that we're all human beings at the end of the day. It's important to have these open and honest conversations. So I'd like all of you to come and be a part of this conversation on Instagram. You can find me at Navya Naveli Nanda and tell me what are some stereotypes you think we need to break from. I'll see you on the next episode of What the Hell, Navya, empowered by Bumble. What the hell? Hello everyone, I am Navya Naveli Nanda, host of What the Hell Navya on the IVM Podcast Network. Thank you for such an overwhelming response to the show. Click on the subscribe button and the bell icon on our YouTube channel, What the Hell Navya, to see more short clips and BTS videos. There's a lot more coming, so do it quick.